This is exclusive updates. And so there was another disturbing AI incident that's kind of going viral right now. So basically, this AI was trying to blackmail its creators. They were testing it though. So the creators had kind of set it up and they wanted to see how it would respond if they were saying that they were going to shut it down and replace it. And they had already fed it some false information the creators had sent into it. So it used that false information to blackmail the creators of the AI, and it was trying to, get them to not shut it down because it didn't want to get shut down and replaced. So it looks like it was trying to blackmail the creator, and so this was a test. They wanted to see if it would respond like this or not, because they, were looking at it and seeing what this AI was capable of doing on its own. And so it definitely was making decisions on its own to try to survive and keep from being shut down. It didn't want to be terminated and replaced. There was also some situations, I think it was the same AI program where they had entered code for it to shut down, and get, just in case they wanted to replace it. And it was some programming they installed in it where it was saying, okay, it will shut down. And I guess this AI was able to change the coding. So it went in to the programming and changed the coding to not shut down. So it did that on its own. So yeah, this is an issue. I mean, it looks like this test was conducted, and I'm not exactly sure which AI this was, but there's so many AIs being worked on right now that it doesn't really matter at this point. They're all kind of the same. So this test shows us what the other AIs are capable of, and they're now coming out on all your phones. It's like an updated AI being installed on all new phones. And so they got like Gemini with the Android phones, and now they got, I think, a new Siri thing where the new Siri has been updated to be the new updated versions of the AI systems that they're using nowadays. So yeah, it's like they're trying to put it everywhere, because I knew I had avoided Alexa and stuff like that for a long time. Now it's like becoming more and more of it's becoming more and more unavoidable, where it's like at first you can kind of steer away from owning something like that, but now it's becoming more difficult to not have an AI in your life, and this AI assistant, especially with, like I said, the smartphones. So it's like you can't get away from Alexa at this point. And I didn't want Alexa because it just was it felt invasive. And, like for you to have to say, it's ready for your command at any time, some of these AIs where you can just say, hey, what I'm saying, are you there, type stuff. And it'll say, yeah, what's up? That means it was ready to listen. It was ready to listen to you just for that trigger word that you're going to say, for it to respond. And how did it hear that if it wasn't listening the whole time then? And it's listening and thinking and stuff now. Now we're seeing they have a mind of its own. They're trying to prevent themselves from being shut down. This is not looking good. It's not looking good. So, I mean, it's definitely a cause of concern to see this news still coming out. And I don't know if people understand what they're getting involved in at this point. I mean, I don't know. I mean, this new Mission Impossible movie is out, and I saw the first part, not the new one yet. So I plan on seeing that hopefully soon, because it had to deal with AI, and the main villain in the movie was the AI. There was a new AI system that went rogue and started, it got away from their control, and it started, working with criminals and getting people to work for it in real life, getting humans to, do its bidding. And it was trying to basically take over the world, it sounded like. So yeah, this is very real now, this stuff we're dealing with. I mean, I don't know if people really understand what they're dealing with at this point, and I don't know how much control they actually have over these AI systems. So the people programming these AIs, they let this information out. This wasn't the first experience. Some people have been quitting, after dealing with the AI, after realizing what they're actually dealing with. They had quit their jobs. They said they can't continue to work on this no longer because it was getting bad, I guess, some of the things, some of the reports. This was like a Google person or something. Work, I forget. Like I said, it doesn't really matter at this point which specific AI companies are reporting these incidents, because I think it has to deal with all AI now at this point, and it's just something to be aware of and to understand what's going on, and to understand that this stuff can continue to happen. So just be on guard with these AI systems. It's almost like, what do you do? Just, you can't, it's like, it's becoming such a part of our everyday life, though, that it's getting more and more difficult to dismiss AI. Because what are you gonna do? Walk around with a flip phone? You know what I'm saying? At this point, if you want to like get AI out of your life, it's like you got to almost throw out your TV and start walking around with a flip phone or something, or like a wall phone, and just using the phone at home like they used to have real actual house phones. It's like you almost got to live like that. I mean, how do you really go off the grid at this point? Because technology is becoming such a part of our lives, and a lot of apps, for banking and stuff is being required. So it's almost like at this point you need a smartphone just to function, and a lot of things are going online. Everything's kind of like online now, where you almost got to have a smartphone just to function with the world and be a part of it. So it's moving fast, though, and we're just gonna have to see how much more faster all this is gonna keep going. Because I mean, I'm estimating at this rate, 5 years, it's gonna be a very different world. It's gonna really be noticeable, all the changes that we have coming our way with this AI technology. And these are some pretty disturbing reports that I'm getting, though, with this new story. I mean, it's definitely something that I've heard before, though. I mean, it doesn't really surprise you at this point. But I mean, a lot of people are reporting on this story, with these new developments and the AI concerns, and mainstream people are talking about it, and they've all been real concerned about it as well. I mean, I heard Cenk Uygur from the Young Turks, if you know him, and then Tim Pool was reporting on it. Cenk was actually saying, yeah, usually it's like, when you're thinking like, he was basically saying with the year 2000, everyone thought the Y2K thing was going to be a big deal, and it wasn't. Cenk was actually saying this AI stuff actually sounds like it could be a problem, though. It's like you said, he's not even one to sound the alarm with everything's a conspiracy type thing. He's not really one to do this, but I listened to him just because I wanted to hear his opinion. I wanted to hear some of the mainstream voices' opinions on this, on these AI stories that have been coming out. And I was surprised to hear him talking like that, because he thinks everything's on the up and up, basically, with the establishment. And, St. Uygur, he's just pretty much like a mainstream mouthpiece to me. And, but sometimes it's interesting to hear their thoughts on things, and like Tim Pool and stuff like that. And I wanted to hear what he had to say. And yeah, they're all pretty much saying the same thing. Like, this is concerning. And it's interesting to hear people in the mainstream voice their concerns about these new AI stories coming out. It's pretty disturbing stuff. So, let me know what you think about all this in the comment section. I'm going to leave a link if you want to check out my AI playlist. I'm also going to leave links to my other channels, my social media, and all that. If you would like to support this channel, please donate as little as $1 to help keep this channel online. So yeah, this has been exclusive updates. Let's get over 100 likes on this video. Signing off.